You have no idea how many times I've been interrupted trying to record this episode. Anyways, this is Season 1, Episode 4 of Let's Be Opinionated. I'm your host, Sam Hilder, accompanied by 0 guests today. Today is going to be just about me and my future and whatever else I want to talk about. Nothing on this podcast today is going to be opinionated. It is purely informational. I'm a 17-year-old senior in Jackson County, Michigan, and I turned 18 in 15 days. 15 days, I'll be 18, legal adult. Heck yeah, let's do this. But starting with just high school. Let's start with back at high school. High school accolades. Freshman year of high school, I won state championship in bowling. My senior year in high school, I won state championship with my cross country team. So high school has been full of sports for me. But high school sports are pretty boring to talk about. My future plans, I'm currently in the delayed entry program for the United States Navy. I'm heading out for basic training in approximately 102 days from this upload date. And yeah, I got some big plans ahead of me. I'll be a CB, also known as a builder, will be my specified rate. I'll be heading to basic training in Camp Great Lakes, Illinois for 8 weeks, and then I'll be moving down to Gulfport, Mississippi for 75 calendar days to do my A school and learn how to actually be a builder. And after that, I'll be coming back up to Michigan for RAP duty at my local recruiting station. And then after that, I will be sent to whatever duty station I've either chosen or been picked to go to. But throughout this time, hopefully, I will be stayed accompanied by my current girlfriend and her family to support me throughout this journey, which will be greatly needed because it ain't an easy journey. As some of you may know, the military definitely ain't easy. And my brother's in the military. I've had some prior family military, not a whole lot though, so it's kind of a new thing, more recent. I am adopted. So most of my family that have been in the military are all on this new family life that I have come to know. Anyways, my current home life, on a day-to-day basis, I go to the recruiting station to do all that stuff. I'm the RPOC there, so that's pretty cool. I'm doing some active things within my community with that. I'm in JRTC, so I'm receiving advanced rankment for my military enlistment as well. I'll be going in as an E3 rank as a seaman. But also at home, I record podcasts. I love recording podcasts. I'm running 2 podcast shows currently. My other podcast show being Detroit Madness. And that currently has 8 episodes. That is not running on seasons. That is just purely episodes. And then, of course, I'm running this one called Let's Be Opinionated. And this will be running on seasons. Aside from that, I am also a self-proclaimed magician. Pretty much just card tricks. Aside from that, I also own 5 guinea pigs, Leo, Luna, Scout, Olive, and Simba, and then I have a Chinese dwarf hamster named Jeffrey, and I do have a Great Dane Dalmatian mixed mutt named Malachi, and she is a girl. Aside from that, I don't play much video games, but of course you gotta play that Fortnite here and there. Don't watch a whole lot of TV, but of course you gotta watch The Office on Netflix. My plans on a day-to-day thing isn't a whole lot. I hang out with my girlfriend, chill at home, hang out with family. Ever since high school sports event, my home life has been a lot more relaxed and chill. I actually just got my wisdom teeth out yesterday morning, so I'm still kind of recovering from that a little bit. And that's why I'm actually going to record this podcast a little bit longer, a little bit more fun, a little bit more relaxed, and just spit out some information about myself. But yeah, I definitely enjoy recording podcasts and just talking into a mic because I'm a pretty talkative person in general. So being able to just run a podcast show pretty much on anything I want to talk about and be opinionated and not have to show my face and stuff is really cool. Being able to just talk in the microphone and let people hear the voice instead of being so focused on physical aspects and being judgmental of people, whether people think that people are good looking or not. I just think that it's really cool that the idea of a podcast is just to hear the voice and the information being put out and let the opinions or whatever speak for itself as the person, if you know what I'm trying to say. But as far as what I'm talking about today, I've already pretty much dished out a lot of it. Um, Other than the fact that I'm a pretty big Pistons fan, I'm a board game enthusiast. Um, Really, I like to just be adventurous. I love basketball, but I suck at it. I love bowling, and I'm actually good at that. Um, but yeah, really, my whole home life right now is just about spending time with my loved ones before I leave and having fun while I'm doing it. And the most fun I've been having recently is by recording podcasts and hanging out doing that. Aside from hanging out at home, um, there's really not much I do different outside of my house than I do inside my. Right now, I'm just hoping and praying that I don't get a dry socket from my wisdom teeth being pulled. Which, by the way, apparently there's some hilarious stories of me on that nitrous gas or laugh gas, whatever the heck the thing's called. Apparently there's some pretty funny stories on that, but we weren't allowed to record in there, so that was kind of a bummer. I don't get to know what I said exactly word for word. However, the stories were pretty funny. Gotta love it. Prescribed on some pretty strong Norco, which is lovely. Freaking makes me all drowsy and tired and whatnot, but hey, it takes the pain away, which is pretty sweet. Um, what is there to talk about on a podcast when there's no guest? This is actually more difficult than I thought. I do try Madness are all scripted, and this isn't a scripted episode. So all I'm doing is rambling about anything that comes to my mind. Man. Oh, here's something I was starting to script up for this is how long until America runs rabid? Until we lose total manners, quit being polite, and we're just like rabid gangs running around like the gangs in Chicago are. Like, how long? I mean, we got people protesting, we got people just going doing crazy stuff, you know? You just I just don't know what the future of America is. However, I'm still going to serve my country, still going to try and do good, do good by this country. There's still good people out there, obviously. But yeah, that piece was very not scripted. It's just a pretty vague idea at the moment. So when I do go to script podcast, I first find an idea, see if there's going to be a guest on there with me. But this podcast book that I have, most of these are Detroit Madness episodes. But I do have a couple of ideas here and there for, let's be opinionated. One being like the death penalty, should it be back in all 50 states? Should Puerto Rico become a 51st state here? Stuff like that. My first episode, Should Americans Worry About Debt, was actually a pretty good one. There's a couple different opinions on that you could have. Abortion was another one that's pretty controversial. We had a storytime episode, that was pretty fun. I'm probably going to have another storytime episode. Those are just fun. I'm going to find some more stories to tell. Also, like this wisdom teeth thing, I'm going to get some stories on that, some recalls from the people who were there, and do that kind of stuff. I'm also starting to match up some other show ideas, like trying to get some guests, do all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, podcasts. I don't know if any of the viewers watch or not watch, record podcasts themselves, but if they do, I'd like to know what you guys' stuff is about. Let's see, you guys really need a way to contact me, and all my social media is pretty much private. However, my Twitter is at King Simba, KIINGSIMBA. So if you do happen to listen to this podcast, go ahead and just send me a tweet or whatever, at me at a tweet, or try and follow me or whatever, and let me know if you guys listen to my podcast, because that'd be pretty cool. I look at the statistics and stuff on Spreaker and iTunes and stuff, and I definitely am getting plays on my podcasts. So I'm just curious to who actually is actually listening and playing the podcast. Everybody obviously probably wonders that stuff. But actually, some little fun things about me. Some of my favorite things are letters. Like, I love letters. I don't know why, but letters are just so sentimental, so sweet. I love letters. Something goofy about me. I learned to ride a bike. Oh, that was in the story time. You guys probably already know that. Ah, dang. I was going to be really funny to say. That was already on story time, though. Let's see. What's something unique about me other than my pets and all that jazz. Man, I love jerseys. Jerseys are pretty cool. I got jerseys hanging up all over my room. I love flags. I got one, two, three, four, five, six flags, 7 flags hanging in my room. I guess you could call that a flag enthusiast. I'm a Nazarene. That means I'm a Christian. Religious. That's another controversy, but I won't get into that one on here. We'll leave that one off because sometimes that can be too offensive, in my opinion. Oh, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am in JRTC, and I'm the executive officer in that, so getting a pretty good experience doing that stuff. Nerf ball. Love playing Nerf ball. My buddy and I, who is a guest on here for all the past 3 episodes, we play Nerf ball. We have a little Nerf season going, and currently I'm getting my butt whooped. I could read off the record to you. I think I'm like 0-8. It's true. I'm 0-8. The max we go to games up to 11. The max I've ever scored is 9. So obviously should reevaluate my Nerf skills. Man, I'm just rambling off on this episode right now. What is there to talk about? I'm gonna find something to talk about, and I'll be right back in a jiff. Alright, here's something. Social media. Do you guys prefer to have private social media, like put your social media on private, or not? Like, I have mine on private because you get those stupid accounts that are like fake, like there'll be those accounts that'll have like the fake, or like not the fake people, but a woman on it or something, and then it'll be like all derogatory, and I hate when those accounts just follow you, because then it looks like you're freaking scumbag, and I prefer it on private. I really do. 100%, all accounts private. Another thing is, how often are you supposed to post on social media? Like, do you post like once a week, once every freaking month? Some people post like once a year, for Pete's sake. Like, I got 665 posts on my account. Does that make me obsessive poster, or I've had my account since like 2012 when I got an iPod? So like, what's that mean? You know what I mean? But like, also bios, like social media is a mess all the way around. 100%. 100% a mess. 100%. Anyways, like, I have Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz, but my Twitter's definitely on private. My Instagram's definitely on private, because I don't trust nobody. 0 people I don't trust. Yeah, just don't, straight up, just don't trust anybody. Do not trust them. Oh, and here's a good question. Spotify or Apple Music? I use Spotify. Even though I post all my podcasts on Apple, because Spotify is just impossible to get a podcast posted on. Plus, I feel like nobody listens to podcasts on Spotify anyways. But nonetheless, do prefer Spotify music. I don't know why. Just kind of do. So on my phone, it's like the most unorganized thing in the world, right? Now, I know I'm getting jumpy with topics here. Don't worry about that. Just hang in there with me. So my phone is like, on the first page I got like Netflix, Amazon, like the stock apps, like messages as well and stuff. But then I have like my entertainment stuff, like the stuff I use most. But then on the second page I have stuff that's like all random. There's no order to it, like FaceTime, calculator, Facebook, freaking Clue, Exploding Kittens, Detroit Pistons, NBA, like just random stuff on the next 2 pages. I have 3 total pages. 1 page is like organized, and the rest is just like, where the heck is my crap at? You know what I mean? Is that just me, or is that everybody? Because like sometimes I'll see people have all their crap in folders, all like neat and organized and stuff, and then there's me, and I'll just be like, well, my phone's an iPhone 8 Plus, and I just have like a big screen, and the freaking apps go all over the place, and I don't even know. I do not even know. It's a mess for sure. A total mess. But I feel like I don't use a lot of the stock apps. Like I like replace a lot of them. Like, I don't use Maps. I use Waze. It's like the outsmarting traffic thing, whatever. But I like it because it lets you listen to like Spotify on it. Like, you can click on the Spotify app and like play Spotify through the Waze app, and you can have like favorites, plan drives, and all that stuff. So that's pretty sweet. Like, I really dig it. I think it's cool. and you can have like your friends on Waze and stuff. Like, look at this. Last connected 10 minutes ago. My buddy's on Waze. It's pretty cool. Like, you can scroll out. Like, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to show you where your buddies are too, right? Something like that. Maybe not. Let's see here. Friends. Last connected. Get in touch. Oh, you can get in touch with them. But still, like, nonetheless, it's pretty cool. Like, connected yesterday, connected 8 days ago. Like, it says, like, when they were last connected on Waze. I think this is cool. It's just, I don't know. I don't like using the Apple Maps. It's not complex enough. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like complexity when it comes to electronics. You know, sometimes I like simplistic, but you know, it just depends on my mood. Really, I really like Waze. But also, what's your preferred? What's like preferred like social media? I feel like I love texting way more than Snapchat, but I also feel like Snapchat these days is way more practical. And this episode is just like last episode, just without a guess. It's total topic jumping. Ugh, my bad, guys. My bad. However, I am going to wrap this episode up because there is no exact direct topic of it. However, I will be recording another episode. I'll be scripting the next episode so it's not as all over the place. I'm going to make it more of a more smooth episode. So, my bad for the confusion on this one. I'll be back with a scripted episode. Don't y'all worry. Anyways, my name's Sam Hilder. Peace.